I meant to make a review of this book a week ago, but I was so enamored with it that I went straight into 3 of the 5 short stories that accompany it and then read the second book. So I'm a bit behind. Now, I came across this book, I want to say a month or so ago. I saw it cropping up in various places and I thought to myself, that looks interesting. And kind of got put on the back burner because I had so many other books to read. Obviously, I've still got the review service books to get through. But I've got Kindle Unlimited for the next month and a half still because I had my new Kindle and it comes with a free trial. So I wanted to get through as many indie reads as possible. So I thought, well, I'll try it. I'll start with this one. Now, River in the Galaxy, apart from having a stunning cover, I mean, look at it. How awesome is that cover? Beautiful thing. It follows Merlon, who is the captain of the Lucia. And if you've seen Treasure Planet, think ships in space, but traditional ships, like pirate ships, navy ships, that sort of thing. You know, wood deck sails, literally sailing through space. And he has a crew that's been with him a while. His first mate, Adrian, is the longest serving on the ship. He's much older than Merlon. He's more like a father figure, really, for Merlon. And Merlon's parents were both captains also, and they've been lost. And they've been lost for 18 years. They went on a mission on their ships and never came back. And they were believed to have been lost near something called the River, which is like a purple nebula type phenomenon with energy currents running through it. And Merlon needs to try and convince the politicians to allow him to go look for them under the guise of it being sort of worthwhile for them. You know, well, I want to do this, but this is why it's good for you. And he has to try and persuade the FA, as he's called. Slimy son of a bitch. Anchoring for bribes. And he was actually the person who sent Merlon's parents on that mission that they never came back from in the first place. So eventually he manages to convince him to let him go, on the condition that he take 2 trainees with him. Now, Merlon's not allowed to have trainees. He hasn't passed that certification. So he decides he wants to be gone early in the morning before they have a chance to arrive. Well, he does get away before they arrive. However, the FA finds a very unique and devastating way of getting them aboard Lucia. I won't tell you how because it's kind of integral to the plot of the story, regarding consequences of them straying off the agreed parameters. I don't really want to tell you too much more about it because I don't want to accidentally drop spoilers, and I am so enamored with this universe that I very well may do that. So I'm going to try and hold off. Needless to say, there is action aplenty. The emotional roller coaster that these characters, Merlon in particular, goes on, has you sort of rolling about with the ship. Tara is a personal favourite. And I just loved the book so much. It was absolutely fantastic. And I've said to Natalie, the author, on Threads a couple of times, it doesn't happen to me very often where I read a book and I'm so captivated by that universe that I immediately go into the next one and the next one and the next one. It happened once for the first time last year with the Apex cycle. And it seems to be happening again. I am going to stop reading this universe for a couple of weeks just because I have some arcs that I need to get through, but I will be back to it. it's just absolutely magical. It really is. The concepts and the world building for this to work, sailing ships in space, is very carefully thought out. It's very well executed, and it's very colourful. I don't know how else to describe it. When you're reading it, it feels colourful. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense. It makes sense to me. In terms of diversity, I mean, it's probably the most diverse book I've ever read. It genuinely is. It's a fantastic piece of literature. You can probably guess I gave it 5 stars. And I intend to buy myself a copy of the paperback from Natalie's website directly, because I discovered that it's actually cheaper than Amazon, and you get them hand stamped, signed. So why would you not do that? So yeah, 5 stars. If you haven't read River in the Galaxy yet, I urge you to do so. It is in KU. If you're watching this around the time of the end of February, then it is currently free as part of the Fantasy Stuff Your Kindle Day event. So go get a copy. I really cannot recommend it highly enough.